Hey y'all. So in this video we're going to talk about living for God's will. So we all know that God is sovereign and He knows everything that's going to happen in our life. And don't you think that if He's the creator, He knows how everything works. He knows the proper way of His creation, the proper function of His creation. So we're living on this earth, right? Life is uncertain. We all know that, especially with what's going on right now with the pandemic. So we are faced with like many decisions, right? When we are in high school, the decision we face is, where should I go to college? What should I do after I graduate high school? What am I going to pursue as a career? And we're filled with like all that kind of like this just burden of anxiety is like put on our lap, and we have no idea what we want to do. It's kind of overwhelming. So don't you think it's a lot better to give the decision to God, to give the worry to God, because He knows our hearts and He knows what's best for us. And like for example, me, I'm not going to get into too much of my personal life, but I want to get into this program, right? And it's a very prestigious program, very competitive, and I applied to it. I am going to interview for it, but I need to have a backup plan just in case I don't get in. So I applied to a program here at my hometown, and I am wanting to go to that prestigious program, that competitive program, but I know that God may not want that for me. He may want something else for me, and I used to be worried about it. Like I knew that if I went to that program, I would be set for life. Like I would have a good job, and I would have a good job once I graduate from that program. So I was kind of scared to put like to give the pen to God, to let Him write my life story, and I was just like burdened with so much anxiety and worry that I'm not gonna get into this program and I'm gonna be homeless for the rest of my life. And I know that's ridiculous, but this worry was such a burden. So I gave the decision to God, and I said, you know what, Father, if you want me to get into this program, I know you will align certain circumstances to happen in order for me to get this. So once I have done all that I could to concerning like applying for the program and making sure I get good grades in school, once I've done all that I could, I gave the decision to God, because I can't do anything else, and it is illogical for me to worry about what I can't control. So it is so much better to give the decision to God. If you've done all that you can, give the decision to God, because He is the one that wants to take care of you, and He truly loves you, and He wants what's best for you. So excuse me, how will we know what God's will is? First, the circumstances will align, and it as it like confirms what decision He wants you to go to. Like for example, if God wants me to go into this program, He will accept me, or He will help me get accepted into it. If not, then I know to go to that other program here in my hometown. So He will align certain circumstances and show you the way that you're supposed to go. And so we should always pray about it and give the word to God, because you know He created us. He knows our life story. He has a predestined purpose, as it says in Ephesians 1:11, and we'll go there. So it says in Ephesians 1:11, in Him we have obtained an inheritance, having been predestined according to the purpose of him who works all things according to the counsel of his will. So he already has all of our life plans. He already has the answers to those plans, the answers to our questions about what should we do. So we should just give it to him. Just pray to God and just give it to him. Like, I saw a Pinterest thing. I love Pinterest, so I saw something on Pinterest and says just give it to God and go to sleep, and that's all we can do. And we're gonna go to Proverbs 16. I love this chapter so much because it has it gives me a certain type of security that God is working on my behalf. And it says in Proverbs 16:1, the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord. So we have our own plans, but God may have something different for us. So we need to make sure that we are not self-reliant, or we don't lean on our own understanding, as it says in Proverbs 3. And we'll go there after these verses. So it says, verse 2, all the ways of man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs his spirit. Verse 3, commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established. So just make sure you give your plans to God, and he will establish your way. He will make sure that he has your interests at heart, and he will make sure that everything will be okay. So we're going to go to Proverbs 3. Verse 5 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. You may have a wonderful plan in your head, but God has something so much better. And that is all I have for y'all. So make sure you give the decision to God and live for his will, because he is supreme and he has a purpose for us in this life. So thank y'all for joining me, and I'll see y'all next week.